The great thing about business is that when you've been in it for a while and you get good at operating a business and you get a network and you get some cash in your pocket, you start to kind of see outsized opportunities. You're in a position to see outsized opportunities. And if you're listening to this and you have no business, no network, and no capital, unfortunately, these opportunities are not going to come to you just because you don't have anything that you can bring to the table. I always say, like, I'm getting a little bit off track here, but I always say there's three things you need to have a successful, majorly successful company that gets you serious wealth. And number one is you need to have an operational, past. You need to know how to do these things. You need some experience. You need to practice and fail and hire and manage and fire, when these people are all moving around. Number two, you need a little bit of cash in your bank account. Because without cash in your bank account, you can't really run a business the right way with investing in the business and spending money in the business and doing things well. And then lastly is you need a network. You need to know who you can hire and who you can, sell to, and maybe who can invest in your business as well. So without those three things, you got to will something off the ground that's pretty boring, and you got to just start to build up those things. The first business you start might not actually be about money. It's about building those three things. I started in the student storage business. We were picking up and delivering students' stuff. The worst business in the world. We have 21-year-olds or even 18-year-olds driving box trucks around major cities, and they're part-time employees. We did pickup and delivery storage. We got that business to about, a little over $2 million a year of revenue, a couple $100,000 of profit, and we worked our butts off accumulating those three things that I was telling you about. And another example, like you fast forward to people who are doing it at a little bit higher level. I was playing golf with a guy the other day who his business model was to roll up body shops. And I was like, a body shop? That seems like a really hard business. Every body shop owner I know, it's kind of like a restaurant. They're tied to it. They have, a really kind of a tough deal. And his family was in the body shop business. They had one body shop. And this is kind of an example of an outsized opportunity and how it can kind of come to you when you're in the right place at the right time. He said, okay, I'm going to open another body shop. He took one of his great managers at his current business. They hired a replacement, and he had that one manager that was kind of freed up to go somewhere else. And they said, hey, where do you want to, you open to moving to a new town and opening a new shop with me? Somebody that he could really trust, the network. That person said yes. So he called Geico, who is the number one, spender on body shop repair in the entire country, and said, hey, what city near us, they were in, the Northeast, what city near us are you struggling to find a body shop to do your work? And the Geico rep said, oh my God, it's really, really stressful in Bolton, Massachusetts. We can't get any of the body shops there. They're all a pain in the butt. They're all overbilling us. We don't trust any of them. And we have a ton of demand. So he went there and he bought a body shop, bought a location. The next day, the day after he bought the body shop, Geico started flooding him with business because they had a problem and he could solve the problem. He did it again. He did it again. He did it again. He became the best friends with Geico, State Farm, Farm Bureau, these auto insurance companies, and they instantly fueled business. All he did was ask them where they had a problem. Okay. Met another guy on the golf course the next day, or actually it might have been in the same foursome, his buddy. He picked up he rolled up UPS and FedEx delivery routes. Another really hard business. People complain about it all the time. It's just not easy. It's kind of a job for a lot of people who are poor operators. He did the same type thing. He had one really successful route, and then he called UPS and FedEx and said, hey, look, we have a really good management team. If there's any struggle or you have any branches of your delivery routes that you need help with, call me. Like, I can take on more. And UPS and FedEx, these people own these routes. But as soon as they start to mess up and as soon as there's delivery lags and a bunch of lost packages, UPS and FedEx can take the routes from you. So there's value if you're operating them really well. If you operate them poorly, you can lose them altogether. Before you know it, a suburb right around the corner started to struggle. UPS called and said, hey, we're about to repossess this route. This franchise is about to become ours. Can you buy it from us for basically pennies on the dollar to come in and just run it and solve it? And look, they didn't care. It's not UPS's primary business to own these franchises. They want their packages to go out and show up on time. So he bought that one from them, bought another one, bought another one, bought another one, all because Amazon had a problem and FedEx had a problem and UPS had a problem. Their delivery routes were suffering. He could solve that problem. These are the types of things in business that as momentum hits, it just gets really good. And you find yourself in a situation where you have some outsized advantage, a competitive advantage, where time is on your side and you can make serious money. Big news, guys. I created a free PDF that details my method on how I analyze a self-storage facility and figure out what it's worth. Give me a pen, the back of a napkin, and a couple metrics, and I can figure out about what the property is going to be worth to me. If you want to download this PDF, click in the show notes, the first link, and you can give me your email address, and you get a email right away with 4-page PDF that outlines exactly how I think about underwriting or giving my initial analysis on a self-storage facility. Again, click the link in the show notes, and you're going to get that document for free. This episode of The Nick Huber Show is brought to you by RE Cost Seg. If you want to maximize your bonus depreciation and minimize your tax liability, make sure to do a cost segregation study on real estate you've recently acquired. RE Cost Seg offers the lowest priced, fully engineered studies in the business, and you get a virtual site visit with a quick turnaround. They did 30 plus cost seg studies for me over the past year, including a short-term rental, along with my self-storage facilities. And I'm also an investor in the business, along with my good friend and CPA, Mitchell Baldridge, who you all know. To learn more about how bonus depreciation works, listen to episode 75 of The Nick Huber Show, or visit recostseg.com to go ahead and get a free proposal that outlines the cost of the study and your potential savings. Thanks again, recostseg.com.